Fala galera da vgBR, estamos aqui no evento da Sony. A Sony tem algumas novidades para mostrar para a América Latina e nós vamos conferir. Eu gostaria de saber com a galera da vgBR que está aqui, o que eles estão achando que vai acontecer nesse evento. E eu estou aqui com a equipe da vgBR e gostaria de saber o que vocês estão achando que vai acontecer aqui hoje. E aí, Tamataia, o que você acha?
Então, a especulação é muito grande, a gente não sabe se vão anunciar alguma coisa sobre o PlayStation aqui no Brasil ou se a gente vai falar sobre alguns jogos. Vamos ver o que acontece.
E você, Átila, o que você está achando que vai acontecer aqui? Você acha que vai ter alguma novidade? Você acha que vai ser algum lançamento de algum jogo? O que você acha que eles vão mostrar aqui?
Então, tem aí, estava até falando com o Mike, né, antes do evento, tem um certo rumor que vão mostrar alguma coisa exclusiva de Last of Us, né, e algum jogo de Vita também, só que... Mas assim, não iam fazer um evento desse, acho que só pra isso, né? Eu acho que vai ter Play 4. A pergunta da galera é Play 4, então alguma coisa vão mostrar.
Né?
Provavelmente,
como informações, novidades pra América Latina, deve ser algo muito maior, né? E você, Mike, o que você acha que vai ser mostrado aqui?
Então, acho que o aparelho em si, o PlayStation 4, não será mostrado aqui hoje. Isso daí é batata que será mostrado na E3. Na Europa hoje, nos Estados Unidos, saiu a Game Informer nova, eles estão dando 40 páginas de novidades do PlayStation 4. Possivelmente alguma coisa vai ser falada aqui hoje para o mercado nacional, América Latina. Jogo deve mostrar o que já foi mostrado, que já todo mundo conhece. Novidade hoje não deve pintar.
É isso aí, pessoal. Vamos entrar, vamos lá conferir?
Vamos lá!
Fala galera da vgBR, estamos aqui dentro do evento da Sony. Estamos mais ainda na expectativa do que vai acontecer e do que está por vir. E aí, Átila, o que você está achando que vai acontecer aqui dentro? O que vai rolar?
Já mudou o papo, né? A gente conversou aí com o pessoal da Sony, né? Pra gente de produto e tal, não sei o que, o negócio vai ser hardware. Então, e vocês veem, a estrutura não é para mostrar jogo do Play 3, né? Pelo menos eu acredito que não. Né? Mas...
Como eu havia dito no começo, são novidades para a América Latina, ou seja, é uma coisa mais ampla, maior, e é uma expectativa maior também. E eu gostaria de saber, Tamataia, dentro aqui do evento, o que você acha que vai acontecer?
Então a expectativa é grande, eu acho que vão anunciar o PlayStation 4 no Brasil, na América Latina, né? Porque não tá a mídia só do Brasil aqui, tem a mídia de fora também. E também o Vita, que está muito deixado de lado, vamos ver se eles anunciam alguma coisa interessante para o console.
E você, Mike, o que você acha que vai rolar? Já dentro do evento, qual que é a sua visão do que vai acontecer?
O Átila já conseguiu outras informações, né? A gente pensava que não iria mostrar nada do aparelho. Fisicamente não deve aparecer, mas pelo jeito deve ter anúncio da vinda do aparelho para o país ainda esse ano. Vamos esperar, né? Vai aparecer algo de Vita também.
Bom, vocês...
Eles montaram a fábrica no Brasil, não foi para fazer PlayStation 3, eu acho, entendeu? Eu acho que é para suprir o mercado local, né?
É o que nós esperamos, né?
A piadinha que o pessoal nos Estados Unidos está dizendo é que vai anunciar suporte emulador de Master System para o PlayStation 3 hoje aqui, né? Mas vamos ver se vai mostrar algo acima disso.
Bom, pessoal, aqui atrás da gente tem um telão onde vai estar passando as novidades da Sony. É só aguardar para conferir.
Senhoras e senhores, o show está próximo a começar. Por favor, tomem seus lugares. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mark Stanley.
Boa noite. Boa noite. All right, there's some gamers in the house. Welcome. It's great to see a lot of familiar faces from VGS, E3. Welcome. Today's a really momentous day for PlayStation in Brazil. So, it's great that you all were able to make it. So thank you for coming. Some of the most passionate gamers live in Brazil, and we know that in order to honor them, we've put together this great little event. We have a few surprises in store tonight, so let's get the show rolling. Ever since we launched PlayStation in Brazil, it's grown, the industry has grown at a very rapid pace since we formally introduced the brand 4 years ago. And from PlayStation 2 all the way to PlayStation 3, PSP and PlayStation Vita, the brand and the Brazilian gamers share a strong heritage together. And today we're going to share with you some announcements that will further strengthen that bond and reinforce PlayStation's long-term commitment to Brazil. Over the past few years, PlayStation has been very focused on bringing the full spectrum of products, network services, and games to the Brazilian market. We started the local manufacturing of PS3 games here in 2010, and we're able to reduce that barrier of entry for gamers. And that investment has allowed us to reduce games not only in PS3 new releases, but catalog pricing twice already. We launched the PlayStation Vita at the same time as the United States and Europe, so gamers here could enjoy that experience at the same time as everyone else in the world, and that was a huge win for us. And we brought PlayStation Network here in 2011 to offer Brazilian gamers PlayStation's full spectrum of digital content, online capabilities, online playing, and access to its incredible portfolio of video services. So today we continue with our biggest and best launches of PlayStation 3 and PS Vita, localized in Brazilian Portuguese at the same time as the rest of the world. And games like God of War Ascension, PlayStation All-Stars, Battle Royale, Little Big Planet karting, and more. And by strengthening the full PlayStation ecosystem through the robust hardware, software, and network capabilities, our goal is to deliver truly magical experiences that can only be found in our world. If you're a gamer in Brazil, today you can enjoy virtually everything that the PlayStation ecosystem has to offer. We're committed to bringing PlayStation's latest innovations and amazing gameplay to Brazil because it is the home to some of the most passionate gamers in the world. These aren't just gamers who just like to play it once or twice a year, once or twice a week, a couple hours during the day, but they crave the richest and the most immersive game experiences. From Uncharted 3 to Call of Duty Black Ops, Brazilians love their games. And we continue to demonstrate that PlayStation offers the best place to play. But PlayStation isn't solely focused on bringing just great products here to the country. We're also committed to fostering relationships with Brazilian gamers and immersing ourselves in the local culture. When we launched the PlayStation Network in Brazil 2 years ago, we also introduced the new blog to inform gamers of our latest news and engage in two-way conversations so we could have that direct dialogue with gamers. We also launched the PlayStation Brazil, the Facebook and Twitter to further enhance that communication and that connectivity with the Brazilian gamer. Today, all these digital infrastructures have provided an ecosystem in Brazil that has more than 1.5 million gamers connected digitally via Facebook, Twitter, or our blog, and represents one of the strongest and most vibrant communities in all of Latin America. All this focus, investment, and passion for Brazil and the gaming community here allows us to further push PlayStation's mission, which is to continue pushing the boundaries of play by creating extraordinary gaming and digital experiences. And this unwavering passion for gaming and entertainment is what differentiates PlayStation from the rest. We have a couple of guests tonight that I'll bring up shortly, but I'd like to introduce you to our first guest. He's one of the people who's directly responsible for bringing this vision to Brazil in recent years. He firmly believes this is one of the most important markets in the world for gaming. And he's, as one of the heads of PlayStation for all the Americas, he has our entire team focused and dedicated on the growing presence of PlayStation in Brazil. I'd also mention that he's my boss. So I'd like to please join me in welcoming the President and CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment America, Jack Tretton.
It's great to be here, beautiful Sao Paulo. I have been stuffing myself for the last 2 days on Brazilian beef, so thank you for all the hospitality so far. And as Mark mentioned, PlayStation is 100% committed to the Brazilian market in making sure that we're delivering cutting-edge entertainment. And gamers in Brazil are who we have in mind when we ask ourselves, how can we continue to push the industry forward? They're the gamers who want to purchase God of War Ascension on day one and who play for months trying to win the World Cup. Brazil is PlayStation Nation. PlayStation 3 has sold more than 70 million units worldwide since it launched over 6 years ago. And more than 710 million PS3 games have been sold worldwide, and our PlayStation network is flourishing. We have more than 110 million PSN accounts globally, and Brazilians have access to more than 7,000 pieces of digital content to download. And we're adding more great content every week. The Brazilian market has been instrumental to the PS3 success since it was introduced here in 2009. Our business here has grown 168% over the last 3 years, thanks to the strong passion of the Brazilian gamer and PlayStation's dedication to lowering the barrier of entry to our products. And we're just getting started. For the past 7 years, China and Japan have been the only manufacturing location for the PlayStation 3, but that will change in 2013. I'm pleased to announce that we will build PlayStation 3 here in Brazil. The manufacturing operation will be located in Manaus as part of Sony Brasil's larger manufacturing facility, and it began PS3 production a few days ago. Let's take a look at this facility.
Nós iniciamos a produção do PlayStation aqui em Manaus, porque nós acreditamos no potencial do Brasil, no mercado brasileiro, e nós sabemos que a partir do momento que nós começarmos a produzir o PlayStation aqui, nós vamos ter um melhor custo, nós vamos ter melhor produtividade, nós vamos ter níveis de qualidade tão bons quanto produzido em qualquer outro lugar do mundo. Investimos esse ano em novas áreas de almoxarifado, investimos num novo escritório, ampliamos a área de produção, justamente porque a Sony acredita no potencial do Brasil, a Sony acredita na manufatura em Manaus.
Geralmente as pessoas têm um certo receio em comprar um material importado, justamente pela garantia, que fica muito mais difícil de trocar ou conseguir consertar um produto que ele não foi fabricado no seu próprio país.
O outro ponto positivo de estar produzindo o PlayStation aqui, a gente consegue dar todo o suporte técnico, de assistência técnica, produzir as placas de reposição que possam ser necessárias também para dar um suporte para o cliente final.
Então está todo mundo muito empolgado, muito otimista, se sentindo assim muito orgulhoso de estar produzindo esse aparelho, tá com muita garra, com muita disposição, e a gente está acreditando que realmente vai ser um grande sucesso aqui no Brasil. Mais pessoas que têm o desejo de ter um PlayStation vão poder realizar esse sonho.
É um sonho trabalhar aqui, pois eu também sou um consumidor desse produto. Então eu sei o prazer que é jogar, o prazer que é possuir os jogos do PlayStation e ver como esse processo todo tem o seu andamento e ver como esse produto sai, é uma coisa realmente incrível. Viva em estado Play!
Viva em estado Play!
By locally manufacturing PlayStation 3 in Brazil, we're able to lower the price of the system by over 30% to 1,099 reais. And given the amazing PS3 game lineup we have planned for Brazil over the coming year, in addition to a virtually unlimited pool of great digital content on PlayStation Network, there's never been a better time to join the PS3 family. I'd now like to introduce a special guest who flew all the way in from Tokyo today and is making his first ever visit to Brazil. Please join me in welcoming the President and Group CEO of Sony Computer Entertainment, Andrew House. Welcome, Andy. 13,000 miles.
13,000 miles. Ladies and gentlemen, boa noite. It's a pleasure to be here. Although I plan to make many more trips here soon, especially with the World Cup, that is of course praying that my team England qualifies. There really couldn't be a more appropriate time for me to make my first visit to Brazil. The new manufacturing operation is a major investment by PlayStation in Brazil, and I'm proud to stand here today knowing that our first units have already made their way through the production line. We're happy to share with you the first ever PlayStation 3 system manufactured in Brazil.
Pedro, thank you for traveling all the way here from Naus, and on behalf of everybody at PlayStation, please consider yourself welcome to the PlayStation family, and please pass our thanks on to everybody down in the Brazilian factory.
But this isn't just great news for gamers, it's also significant to the entire gaming industry in Brazil. Just as we are focused in providing the best place to play for gamers in Brazil, we're equally focused on helping the gaming industry in this country flourish. In addition to the jobs that we will be creating by the new manufacturing operation, we think this initiative, together with our full presence in Brazil, will serve as a catalyst to local retailers, game developers, publishers, creative agencies, universities, and others within the gaming industry. PlayStation recently started a certification program for development of software in Brazil for the PlayStation 3, PS Vita, and future platforms. Similar to the US and Europe, we now have a dedicated team here running the program to provide the next great game makers with access and knowledge for developing games for the PS3 and PS Vita. This is a commitment from PlayStation to the developer community in Brazil, and we're very excited to see what local game makers will be creating for the PlayStation world. Our comprehensive approach to the market focuses on bringing unparalleled game experiences and incredible value to gamers by utilizing Brazil's deep pool of talent and resources. From the new manufacturing operation to PlayStation's incubation program, to strong partnerships with the country's biggest retailers, to our major sponsorship of the FIFA World Cup, we're putting together a winning long-term strategy that will help grow our business by nearly 120% over the next 3 years. And this investment will infuse approximately $300 million into the Brazilian economy over the next 12 months alone. PlayStation's commitment to Brazil doesn't stop at PS3. We continue to bring new entertainment offerings to the country. For example, I'm happy to announce that Music Unlimited is coming to Brazil very soon. We know that Brazilians love music, and now with Music Unlimited, they'll be able to access a global catalog of over 20 million songs at home and on the go through a number of products, including PlayStation and Sony devices, as well as Android smartphones and tablets, and the Apple iPhone and iPod. It's an amazing service that I know people here will love. And as many of you are aware, we announced our next generation console, PlayStation 4, in February. PlayStation 4 features intensified power, enhanced social capabilities, bigger, better, and more immersive gameplay, and a simple interface that will usher in a new era of gaming and digital entertainment. And Brazil will be a major focal point for us. We're committed to delivering the entire PlayStation ecosystem to Brazil and supporting the gaming industry and the greater economy across all facets of our business. I look forward to sharing more with you when I return to this beautiful country in the near future. I'd now like to welcome back Mark Stanley. Thank you.
Thanks, Andy. Now I get to the great part of the evening where I get to share some of the great new products and initiatives that will be coming to Brazil later in the year. I'm very excited that we'll be offering 2 separate bundles on the PlayStation 3 in the markets. One would be the standalone 250 gigabyte PlayStation 3 for 1,099 reais. And we're also going to be launching a special God of War Ascension bundle, which will include the PlayStation 3 250 gigabyte model plus God of War Ascension for the same price, 1,099 Brazilian reais. And following the amazing response we had at E3 and Brazil Game Show, I know that many of you have eagerly been awaiting the launch of The Last of Us for June 14th from one of the best developers in the world, which is Naughty Dog. And we've been working very closely with Naughty Dog since Brazil Game Show. And we've been knocking at their doors, and we're happy to announce that The Last of Us will launch on day 1, fully localized in Brazilian Portuguese. So let's take a look at the latest trailer.
E se for verdade?
Preciso lembrar você do que tem lá fora. Era uma vez, eu tinha alguém de quem eu gostava. E nesse mundo isso só serve mesmo para uma coisa: matar você.
Preciso tirar alguma coisa da cidade. Ela é só uma carga de ouro.
Só quero os equipamentos simples, o suficiente para ir embora.
Acho que tem a ver com aquela garota.
Tem tudo a ver com aquela garotinha.
Não pode ser muito pior que aqui. Pode? Somos uns ferrados, Joel. Faz tempo que é assim.
Não, somos sobreviventes.
É a nossa chance.
Acabou, Tess!
Do que você tem medo?
Esse assunto é muito delicado.
O que a gente vai fazer?
Faça os tiros valerem.
pode ser em vão.
I want to give many thanks to Naughty Dog for their support in making this happen. This is going to be an incredible game. And then finally, PlayStation and Rockstar Games. We've had a long history of success together with the Grand Theft series. From Grand Theft Auto 3, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, and Grand Theft Auto San Andreas were some of the biggest games on the PlayStation 2. And that success carried over to the next generation with Grand Theft Auto 4 becoming one of the most popular titles on PS3. We think that Grand Theft Auto 5 on PS3 has the potential to be the biggest game launch ever in Brazil. Rockstar is supporting the Brazilian market by localizing all text within Grand Theft Auto 5, which is another great win for us here in Brazil. This will mark the first ever Grand Theft Auto game that has ever been localized for the Brazilian Portuguese market. So let's take a look at the latest trailer of Grand Theft Auto 5.
What do you want, Michael?
I don't know. I want something that isn't this. I want to be a good dad, love my family, live the dream. Why do I have to hold your hand through this whole midlife crisis bullshit? Don't kill it! But at the same time, I really want the other stuff too.
And you're plainly addicted to chaos.
Well, I'm not sure that's true, Doc. I'm rich, I'm miserable. I'm pretty average for this town.
I think you need a new therapist.
All we hear is Radio Gaga, Radio Goo, Radio Gaga.
So you giving me a lecture about not being a good enough gangbanger? That's all we got? That's the hell with it. You ain't got it like you put the hood on. I thought we was trying to get out of this bullshit. You sound more and more like the sneaky eye years every day.
It's a celebration, bitch.
I sound like somebody trying to make some paper and not get keyed. Oh, my bad, Mr. Gold Card. Courtesy of my brother B. Ah, gangster shit. You ain't got no respect. I got respect for reality. Enjoying all this, my man? Yeah, whatever.
You ain't got it like it 'cause the hood don't look. Watching young niggas show his ass up.
I ever tell you about Trevor? Major drug deal. Real hillbilly type shit.
Bring me my coffee, I'm gonna cut your arm off. It's the same old tune. Fiddling guitar. Back in town, baby. Yeah!
Please just go and ruin somebody else's home furnishing.
Limestone Susie.
I'm new in town. I'm making friends, all right? A lot of friends. I mean, things could get really messy.
Just keep him away from me and the children.
Nice new tits, by the way. What's wrong with you? Abandonment issues. You see a shrink once a week. Shot people. Massage. No, I really don't. Why don't you get my dick up here?
This way. I don't think he ain't got 'em this way.
Another good, clean, family fun entertainment for everybody. Thank you to Rockstar for all their support in bringing this title fully localized in text for Brazil. And I think you can all see that we have a very deep lineup of games, and we're really going to be bringing a whole depth of play, not only into PS3, but into next generation as well. You may have noticed as well tonight a Brazilian logo that Jack popped up when they brought in the first console onto stage. We're very proud of this logo. It really celebrates the birth of not only the first Brazilian PlayStation 3 console made in Brazil, but it also marks the continuation of a long history of PlayStation in Brazil. We launched Viva en Estado Play across Latin America last year, and the reaction from gamers around the region was pretty phenomenal. And it not only touches on what gamers love, which is competition, but it also touches upon teamwork and the thrill of achievement and victory. And Viva en Estado Play will get a boost in Brazil this year, later on with a 10 million real campaign that will bring life to some of the biggest and best experiences coming to gamers. So let's take a look at what you can expect to see later this year.
Bem-vindo ao país de guerreiros, de heróis, que enfrentam deuses, desafiando todas as probabilidades, fazendo o sacrifício final, a cada hora, a cada segundo. Guerreiros que entre batalhas e triunfos renascem a cada momento para tentar outra vez. Lutar.
There is nothing you can put in my way to stop me.
E vencer. Porque com o PlayStation você nunca perde a oportunidade de rir e jogar, sem jamais ter que pedir licença para isso. Porque esse jeito de fazer frente à vida é o que define nossa nação. Está no nosso DNA, na nossa essência. Porque assim que nascemos, a primeira coisa que aprendemos é a jogar. O Brasil vive em estado pleno.
I'm from Costa Rica, but I'd love to be Brazilian in this moment because it really makes me proud to be here presenting this great next step in our history. So this program that we're going to be launching pretty soon with gamers all across Brazil is a countrywide campaign that will entertain basically all gamers. It'll inspire millions, and to also bring non-gamers into the world of PlayStation so they can experience celebration of this great moment. So now we wanted to talk a little bit about how we're going to celebrate this announcement, this next step in our history, which is the PlayStation Brazil and PS3 being manufactured in the country. We'll be launching a program where 10 local Brazilian gamers will win each one of the first 10 units made in Brazil. And for us, this is pretty exciting. The contest starts on May 15th on Facebook in the URL that we have here up on the screen. So thank you everybody here for helping us promote this URL, because we want thousands, millions to participate and be part of this. And without you, we can't spread the word, so thanks. But then you're probably sitting there saying, well, how about me? I'm a gamer too. I cover. So we'd love to also be able to put the room in the state of play tonight. So if you can bear with me, we're going to do a little bit of a living in a state of play. Viva en estado of play. If I can ask you guys to stand up, please. Can you stand up? Go ahead. It's okay. Nobody's going to invite you. Stand up. And just stretch your hands really high up. That's it. Reach for the stars, reach for the sky. All right, now put your hands to the side like this, and just go ahead and grab your seat again. And then reach underneath your chair. See if you find one of these beautiful logos that's back here. And if you do, you're going to get one of the first PlayStation 3 manufactured in Brazil. Yes. Awesome. Raise them up high. Let's see them. Let's see them. Who's got one? All right. All right. Congratulations. All right. Well, great, guys. If you can come up to the stage after we wrap up tonight, bring your logo. We'll make sure you get a free drink tonight. No, just kidding. We'll make sure you get that PlayStation 3. So that's kind of a great way to wrap up this historic evening. Congratulations to the winners. And I would also like to thank each and every one of you for being here. You know, you've always supported PlayStation in Brazil. You always helped us to spread the word to millions. And we couldn't do it without your support. So thank you very much. And I look forward to again seeing you at E3 in about a month's time. It's incredible that we're already in that time of the year again. But we'll be sharing a lot of news there. We'll also be live broadcasting E3 press events in Brazilian Portuguese for all gamers as well. So, you know, we're going to be making sure that everybody's remaining in the state of play during that event. But thanks again for coming. We're going to be having some drinks later on tonight to celebrate the occasion. Thank you again for coming. And viva Estado Play. Thank you. I'm going to be taking questions now. If you have any questions, we have 2 microphones on either side. So please feel free to come up, ask any questions you might have. Tudo bem?
Can I ask in Portuguese?
Yes, I'll try to understand it fully.
Na sua do preço, você tem pacote com God of War e 100 e ambos do mesmo preço?
Mesmo preço. So we're going to be having, throughout the year, you're going to see different types of bundles coming and going, and it's really to get a lot of the top titles out there and being able to be aggressive on pricing. So you'll see a lot of different things throughout the year. These are the ones we announced tonight, but please expect other flavors to be out there in the market as well.
Mas e a concorrência tem console que é fabricado aqui também que custa R$700, né? Desde o ano passado, e lá fora o preço é o mesmo. Por que mesmo o Xbox com o Kinect aqui é R$999 e o console de vocês está R$100 acima disso? Por que vocês não conseguiram um preço tão baixo?
Well, we're continuing to as well lower the barrier of entry to PlayStation 3. As you know, if we sat here 2 years ago talking about when PlayStation 3 would be manufactured in Brazil, this is a great effort to be getting to the 1,099 reais. Doesn't mean that's the only type of pricing you'll see. We will be getting some additional different options out there in the marketplace, and it doesn't mean that we'll not continue to push those price points down. As we promised years ago with PlayStation 3 new releases, when they were at 299 reais, today they're at 149 reais. So we'll continue to push that barrier of entry. However, as you know, there's many complications when it comes to manufacturing, and to make another point, Brazil is one of only 3 manufacturing locations globally. So it was a great feat to get it to today, and we'll continue to offer other price points and other flavors as well.
About PlayStation 4, any news for us Brazilians?
Yes, it's still going to be the best gaming console on the planet. I guarantee you that.
That we know, but what about the launch date and everything will be?
We will launch in Brazil same day as the rest of the world.
Really?
Yes. Again, you know, this is something that I'll never get tired of saying it. We're going to be launching the next platforms. We did it with PlayStation Vita. We're going to do it with PlayStation 4. We'll do it with all the AAA titles. So that's our commitment, not only to Brazil, but the rest of the region.
That's perfect. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good evening. I was going to ask the PlayStation 4 question, but since you already answered it, the second question would be, when can we expect PlayStation Plus to launch here?
That's a great question. You know, with all the PlayStation Network offerings that we've added into Brazil and all the content, that's the next big step for us. PlayStation Plus and also point-of-sale activated cards, right? Give more people better access to all the pieces of content, 7,000 plus there are on PlayStation Network today. We don't have an exact launch date, but we're working hard to see if we can have more of a detailed announcement at E3 about it. But that is our next big feat for PlayStation Network in Brazil.
Thanks.
Thank you. Everybody wants to get drinking, huh? No more questions? Yes, please.
I would like to know if you have any idea of the date that will come PS Vita here in Brazil.
It already came. Let me take you to the store. We can buy one. PlayStation
Vita.
PlayStation Vita has already launched.
Sorry.
Yes. All right, we got a non-gamer. Let's give him a hand. Please pick one up today. They're already available. Yes, please.
You know? All right. I don't know if I misinterpreted your answer concerning the PS4, but did you mean that the PS4 would be produced here in Brazil from day one, or just distributed?
No, PlayStation 4 will launch in Brazil same day as the rest of the globe. We will not manufacture it for launch here in Brazil. It will not be manufactured in Brazil for launch.
But
the key two words for launch.
Does that still mean that people here can pre-order PS4 for day one and still get it? Or it's going to take a while for it to get here?
No. When we mean day one, we mean day one.
All right.
If you're in Best Buy in New York, or you're in Morumbi Plaza here in Sao Paulo, you'll be able to get it at the same time.
Oh.
Same day launch.
Thank you.
Yes. Thank you.
Hi, I'd like to know when will the PS3 Mini Brazil be available for purchases, and two, when do you have more details to share about the Music Unlimited servers?
Sure. So the PlayStation 3 Made in Brazil will be available this weekend in Sao Paulo metropolitan area. So we've already shipped our first units to retail partners across Sao Paulo metropolitan area. The other regions will probably be between 2 weeks the following weekend, depending on how far it is from the capital city. Obviously it takes a little bit longer for transportation to get there, but this weekend in most of Sao Paulo metropolitan area will be able to find it. And then Music Unlimited, your second question, we'll have should have more announcements at E3 about an exact date for Music Unlimited launching, so stay tuned for that one. Thank you.
Me again. Can we, just following up with the PlayStation 4 question, can we start the pre-order now here for Brazil launch?
We don't have pre-order details yet. We'll actually be providing some details at E3 about our pre-order programs, not only for the hardware, but for some key software titles as well. So stay tuned just another few weeks.
Okay.
So for more information on the pre-order programs across all of Brazil.
Thank you.
Hello, I'm Lucas.
Hi, Lucas.
As you said, Brazilian market is so good, and why it took too long time to launch and start producing PlayStation 3 here?
That's what I was asking my boss. No, just kidding. But it's a lot of dynamics, right, to get manufacturing going in the country. And as we've talked probably for the last 3 years, that's been my #1 question when I come to Brazil is, when is PS3 going to be locally manufactured? And we tried a lot of different venues to try to lower that price point of PlayStation 3. We've been discussing with government, how do we get those taxes down so that we don't have to have such a high price. So we were looking at all options. And it turned out that, with everything that was lined up, this was the right time. PlayStation 3 is at its peak. It's still the most powerful console in the market today. And it has very many years of future ahead of it, as you saw with some of the lineup of PlayStation 3. So, we feel that although you might perceive it might have taken a long while, we feel it's the great time to be here and be born in Brazil, because we still see at least 3 to 4 to even longer life cycle on PlayStation 3. It's only in the 7th year, and it's destined for at least a 10-year life cycle.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Hello. Will you have PSN prepaid cards?
That is our goal. We've been working towards that, working with local partners to see how we can bring those point-of-sale activated cards to retail. We don't have a specific announcement yet, but we have been in very many discussions to be able to have more people across Brazil have more access to PlayStation Network. So that is a big piece of our next steps for PlayStation Network.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
opportunity to invest more on digital products, or because now our PSN is kind of low in taking day one digital releases.
So basically the question is, are we going to invest more in PlayStation Network? And yes, absolutely we are. In fact, you know, the launch of PlayStation Network was an evolving piece, right? When you launch any store, you have to launch with limited content piece, and then you continue to add more pieces. Because not only is it involve content from Sony Computer Entertainment, but all the third partners in the world. So that said, PlayStation Network is going to be a critical piece of our business. I mean, it's the epicenter of our ecosystem. So you will see more and more pieces of content added daily and weekly. And not only that, but also our vision has always been to have eventually a Brazil channel where we can feature locally developed content. With our development incubation program, where today we're working with over 40 developers in Brazil to give them the tools to one day be the great developers like a Naughty Dog studio would be, and be able to put those titles up on PlayStation Network and give them an opportunity to publish their own games easily on PlayStation Network. So it's a big part of our future, and yes, we're going to continue to invest very, very much on it.
We do expect the sales you have on PlayStation Network in America. We have low sales here.
Do we have low sales here? Is that the question?
Low sales, like spring sale, summer sales, you know.
Oh, you want to see some more activations and promotions? Yes, yes. We'll be doing a lot more of that. I think you know, we've been open with a little bit over a year and a half, PlayStation Network Brazil. I think now we're at a stage where we have about 1.5 million subscribers, and now we can start really leveraging that community and starting to interact and getting more and more ingrained and more involved in PlayStation Network. And a way to do that will be to provide a lot of different opportunities that are exclusive for PlayStation Network. Thank you.
Hi, Mark. Hi. You told me last month, I thought, in the PS4 event, that the PS4 could not have all the online capabilities here in Brazil or Latin America when it comes. And that's still true. When PS4 comes to Brazil, maybe some functionalities, online functionalities, maybe be missed on the PS4.
Yes, that's something that we're still figuring out. I mean, right now we just haven't even started producing the PlayStation 4, as you know. So with the Sony Entertainment Network team, we're trying to define what services will be available on day one of PS4. It's not 100% defined yet. Obviously, we're pushing for as many services as possible because the PS4 is so connected. But again, we won't have as many details now. We hope to have more specifics for E3, so that you can have a real definition of what's going to be available day one and what will come after launch.
Thank you, Mark.
Thank you.
I have a question. During the presentation of the CEO, there was an announcement $300 million investment in 12 months. Please let me know more details, what kind of investment you are planning, or if I'm not right, it's not the investment, please specify what are they.
Yes, so that figure has come from a combination of everything that we're investing in the country, from advertising campaigns to partners and developers of local development talent as well that we're investing in the country. For us, the development incubation program is very important. So that includes that. It includes all the money infusions into the manufacturing process itself, which, as you know, is adding a whole section to our Sony manufacturing facility as well. So it's a combination of all the investments that are being done in Brazil for the launch of PS3, locally manufactured, and going forward into this year with everything that's going to be happening with PlayStation in the country.
It's a $300 million US
dollars, yes.
And then so
roughly 600 million reais. So
advertisement and production and all are included.
And all the ecosystem of PlayStation surrounded, yes.
Okay, it's not just SCE, not Sony.
It's Sony in total, right? So Sony and SCE. So the PlayStation brand is backed here by Sony Brasil and Sony Computer Entertainment, working very closely together in the country for the launch of PlayStation 3, locally manufactured. So the investment numbers that we're talking about includes total investment in Brazil to support PlayStation.
Makes sense.
Thank you.
Have a good one now.
All right. Should I sit down for this one?
Yeah.
Okay.
You already announced at Sony Brasil a program to support local development since
For how long have you been working with this idea in mind, and can you share any of the partners here you have in Brazil, some studios, some names?
Well, the vision for doing this program has been probably living for at least 4 years. We were not able to kick it off until about 1.5 years ago officially. And we're not at this point talking publicly about any of the partners we're working with, because our goal here is to be able to work with these developers, and these developers range from teams of 2 people all the way to teams of 30 or 40 people that are already more established. And we want to get to a point where we've taken them to a certain point in the development experience to then be able to bring them up on stage here one day and show you some of the first games created in Brazil, born in Brazil. And we're not there yet, but we'll get there. Oh, please come on. Take one more.
Well, here in Brazil, we love God of War. And I have one suggestion for you guys.
Okay.
What do you think about doing like a God of War Chains of Brazilian? So Kratos could talk a little with the politicians and things like that. What do you think about it?
Oh, you want Kratos to go out and cut a little bit of the government fat?
Well, yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, we're always open to great suggestions. I think you know, we're gonna throw that to the Worldwide Studios team and see what they can do.
Okay.
But you know, it's never a bad idea. You never know, some of the local development teams might be taking me up on that.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, last question. Thank you.
I had to, but she doesn't let me.
Oh, she's tough. she beats God of War in 4 hours, so careful with her.
Well, first of all, once you decided to manufacture in Brazil and also make this big investment, means that you want to increase your revenue. I want to see if we could see all the global Sony revenue. What will be the next position for Brazil in the biggest ranking of revenues?
The biggest ranking of revenues? Well, we don't publicly talk about countries and where they rank with revenues or units, but I can tell you that Brazil right now, as much as ranking it in growth opportunity, it's right up there with like top 5 countries in the world right now. That's the reason why today you saw Andrew House here with us, saw Jack Trent here with us, Andy's first trip to Brazil, and so is Jack's. It's because of the fact that, you know, and I told you since probably 2009 when we launched Brazil that we were not just coming in here into Brazil to try to dip our feet in the pool and see if the water is warm to take a swim. We came in and dove all the way in, and we're here for the long haul. So Brazil, for me specifically, being in charge of Latin America, you know, I want it to be the fastest growing market in the world. I want it to be as successful, if not more successful in the US or any of the other countries. And the potential is here, the passion is here, and that's why we're making the investments.
The last one, please.
Yes. How
do you intend to face the increase of low cost and free games for mobile?
The low-cost game market?
For the mobile.
You know, I think we've seen all these games coming out in the last 4 years. You know, all these cell phone games and iPad games and games that what we think are time killers, right? If you're waiting for your bus or waiting for your train, you'll take your phone out and you spend a minute because they're mindless games. They're games that are made for killing time. And we certainly think there's a market for that, but we also think that's a way to get people into gaming and then eventually come into a much more immersive gaming experience, which is PlayStation. And I don't think anybody here will debate that a PS3 game does not compare to anything. Nothing comes close to it as far as immersive experience. So we don't particularly feel threatened by these new games that are out there and these time killers. We feel that it's a way to get the masses out there to maybe try a game on their phone, and one day they'll come across a large screen hooked up to a PlayStation 3 and see what true gaming is all about. So thank you very much, guys. Please join us at the bar, and thank you for being here. Wow, this is great. We're going to do a toast, but I'll wait for everybody to have their drinks.
É isso aí, pessoal. Mais um evento com novidades da Sony para vocês. E eu gostaria de saber dos meninos o que eles acharam desse evento e das informações que foram passadas.
Olha, antes tarde do que nunca, né? Eu acho válido que eles vão fazer o PlayStation 3 aqui, mas tá caro ainda, né? A gente tava conversando sobre isso e todo mundo concordou que o valor, pô, R$ 1.099, né? Até teve um cara que foi mais sem noção e já jogou na cara. Tipo, Microsoft tem um aparelho mais barato que vocês. Por quê?
Já jogou na lata, né?
Então, e deixou o cara da Sony até desconcertado, né? No entanto, o bundle com o God of War Ascension por esse valor é mais interessante. Apesar de que esse bundle é por tempo limitado, né? Depois eles vão voltar para esse valor, né?
Também teve a confirmação da localização completa do The Last of Us, com texto e vozes em PTBR. GTA V com textos também, vozes não acho que seria algo impossível, né? Mas foi algo legal de se ver, o mercado está crescendo por aqui.
E Tamataia, o que você tem a dizer sobre o que você viu?
Então, acho que o mais importante também foi ver que, além da fábrica que eles fizeram lá em Manaus, o lançamento no PlayStation 4 no primeiro dia que ele estiver disponível no mundo, também vai estar disponível aqui no Brasil. Isso mostra como o Brasil está crescendo, está ficando muito importante e a Sony realmente colocou o Brasil no mercado, no mapa do mercado brasileiro de games. Muito bom.
Pra ganhar mais, né? Lógico.
Então, peraí. E esse lance do Play 4 é impressionante ver como eles protegem o preço, né? Ninguém fala nada.
Preço, data...
Ninguém sabe de nada, é tudo E3 mesmo, né? Só vamos saber isso mês que vem.
É isso aí, pessoal. Mais novidades só na E3. Por enquanto é só isso. Espero que vocês tenham gostado. E é isso aí, vgBR na cobertura da Sony.
Valeu!